Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. I'm going to say that Humza Yousaf is a classic example of the inverse ratio between the size of the mouth and the size of the brain. He is clearly delusional and stupid. I mean, moronically stupid. He is bringing in his hate crimes bill, where to speak ill of anyone is a hate crime and must be investigated by the police. Lawrence Fox now needs to ensure that the police investigate Humza Yousaf, because Humza Yousaf has opened his mouth and made a statement that can be seen in no other light than as a hate attack on Lawrence Fox. Now, I'm not saying that Lawrence Fox is a wonderful person, and Lawrence Fox himself has made some pretty awful comments about a journalist. But that's not what this video is about. Now, Lawrence Fox also, I think, perhaps needs to be investigated, whatever. But that is an aside. That is a side issue. We're not going to conflate the two. What we're looking at here is specifically what Humza Yousaf has said, simply because Humza Yousaf is the one trying to bring in this hate law, which would mean he would have to be prosecuted for opening his mouth and saying what he has literally just said. And we're going to take a look at it, and we'll show it, and we'll just show why Humza Yousaf really is a moron who doesn't understand the consequences of what he does. Here goes. So, Humza Yousaf in Neanderthal row with Lawrence Fox after the actor's suspension from GB News for comments about a journalist. Now, as I say, Lawrence Fox has made some pretty awful remarks, and that's fine. He's suspended. He's dealing with that. That's a separate thing. But of course, Gobby McThick, Humza Yousaf, opened his mouth and called Lawrence Fox Neanderthal. Now, since a Neanderthal is not a human, is a less evolved human, it's not a human being, it's not Homo sapiens. He is therefore saying that Lawrence Fox is somehow less than human, or is possibly an animal, either an advanced animal or a subhuman, depending on where your viewpoint is. To compare a human being and call him subhuman, or to compare him to an animal, is a hate crime. It is a crime against humanity. You are denying that individual his humanity. That is a hate crime. So the SNP leader dished out an insult to the former actor turned divisive political figure after he was suspended from GB News for making sexual comments about a female journalist. Humza Yousaf has branded the right-wing political figure Lawrence Fox a vile Neanderthal, following comments he made about a female journalist. Appearing on Dan Wootton's GB News show on Tuesday evening, Fox made a series of remarks about Politics Joe reporter Ava Evans, which including asking who would want to shag that. In the hours after the appearance, GB News said the leader of the Reclaim Party would be suspended from the channel pending an investigation, and an apology would be made to Miss Evans. And that's fair enough. Now, he did say that. It's an awful thing to say. You don't say that. You don't judge people. Everyone is entitled to dignity. You judge people on what they say and what they do, not on who they are. You know? Now, if Anna Evans said something that was appalling or bad or wrong, sure, you criticise, you say that this person is clearly an idiot or some such like that. You can do that. But you don't make personal comments. Not if you want to not be, how can I put this? You attack the argument, you don't attack the individual. That's basically it. Now, of course, there are going to be exceptions when you get someone making claims about things which, of course, they are quite wrong. Then you can attack the person making the claims. Of course, you can. Because that then it is within context. Absolutely fine. I'm not saying there is no situation where you cannot attack the person for being that person, but that's based on the contextually correct manner of doing so. Simply saying, "Oh, wouldn't shag that," or whatever, clearly completely wrong. And so Lawrence Fox needs to get whatever punishment's dished to him. But for Humza Yousaf to then call Lawrence Fox a vile Neanderthal is then Humza Yousaf comparing Lawrence Fox to something less than human, removing his humanity, and that's a hate crime. So I do hope that Foxy, not this Foxy, and there is no relation, let me tell you, and I am not protecting him. He is a bit of a wanker, but he does deserve to be punished for what he's done. But I think so now does Humza Yousaf. He's the one who's bringing in these hate laws, and the irony is he's the one who keeps breaking them with his anti-white rhetoric, that big anti-white speech, because he hates white people. He's a racist, we know this. And now he's also comparing people with who he doesn't agree with their politics as being subhuman. Where does he get off on this, and why does he think that hate crimes don't apply to him? It's very weird, isn't it? And there's a story about this tosser. He really is a bit of a tosser, really, isn't he, Fox? Anyway, Humza Yousaf, what a vile Neanderthal Atlas Fox is, and an example of bystander behaviour enabling such misogyny from the presenter. I'm so sorry at Ava Santini had to listen to this. Is this why men have had to step up and challenge misogynistic abuse whenever we see it? Pleased Ofcom investigating. And that's fine. You make that comment. Imagine making that same comment, but without comparing Lots of Fox to a subhuman entity. It then would have read a lot better. But no, he didn't. He couldn't help it. And he has to... he basically has to pay the price for his hate speech. Hypocritical shit. He sits there and he tries to pontificate that he's all wonderful and everything. Yeah, he sits there and blatant racism, anti-white racism, and now more hate speech by comparing people he doesn't like to animals. Where does he get off? Where's the limits? What's the limit of Humza Yousaf's hate? Does he have a limit? Or will he start making people hate even more? What was the old mantra of those bad guys in the Second World War? Find out what they hate and make them hate it more, and then you control them. And that's what he's doing. That's all he's doing. He's straight out of the National Socialist playbook. Dehumanise the victims. It makes it easier for everyone else to beat them. I'm going to say in that picture, Lawrence Fox looks a bit like a young David Starkey. Or is it just me? Anyway, I'll round up and come up, but we can certainly agree that if there's one person in that picture who's an absolute proven peddler in hate and division and bigotry, it's the one on the left. Coming up. We really shouldn't be surprised. I mean, we all know he's the hate-filled leader of a hate-filled group who hates the English as a group, and he individually hates white people. So he must absolutely loathe white English people. I mean, where does he get off? What's his level? What's his limit? Sad man, filled like that. And to call someone an animal when it's just a comment, it was an off-the-cuff remark. Yeah, it's bad and wrong. I don't agree with it at all. But it's bad and wrong and it's an off-the-cuff remark. It's not the sort of remark that you can make. Hamza's remark, it's not the sort of remark you should make as a party leader, is it? Comparing people you don't like to animals. Hey-ho, he's such a dick. Thanks very much for watching. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, do please hit the subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. Until next time, stay safe, stay well, and remember, you can insult politicals all you like, because they are just not protected. But, you don't call them animals. That's quite wrong. Bye.